Hi everyone, this is Kate again. I am doing a follow-up video to my face shaping contouring video. Everybody has different nose shapes, and so the common question I get is how do I shape my nose and how do we highlight and hide certain imperfections. But one of the most important things to remember is that we all are unique, and this is just a fun way to contour and highlight certain areas of the face, and I hope you enjoy. We're going to go over 7 different nose shapes, how to highlight, how to contour them, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. What I want you to keep in mind as we do this tutorial is I will be using extra dark contour and extra light highlighting so that you can see where the placement goes. I won't be blending in anything, so I will only be showing you the placement. If you guys have any extra questions, feel free to comment below and ask me, DM me, whatever you need to do. I am here to help. The first nose shape we're going to start with is the flat nose. It's probably the easiest nose to contour as there's not a lot to it. So I'm going to show you how to contour that. There is no highlight with this nose shape, and so watch me and learn, and here we go. So I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to get it into my dark contour. Contouring, I use a bunch of different products, so there's not always one that I am just sold on. Color matters, skin tone matters, and so I go over a bunch of different ones. Today we are going to use a cream-based contour, but that's just for the purpose of this video. But if you have any questions on products itself, just let me know. So the best thing for a flat nose is the whole idea behind it is to try to emphasize the nose and that it's there, because when it's flat, you don't have any definition to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the bridge of the nose or the eyebrow, and we're going to draw a line all the way down as straight as you can go on one side. So as you can see, start at the eyebrow, go all the way down. Go on the other side, same idea, start at your eyebrow, go straight down. That is it. Literally, that is all you do. We are just making 2 lines. There's no highlighting. There's nothing else to do. That's all you would be blending, and that is how you would emphasize a flat nose. Now we are going to focus on the triangular nose. So a triangle nose is basically when the width of the nose is down here, but it's skinnier up here. And so the idea is that we are going to try to balance that out, and so that you can create a nice shape to that nose. And so the highlighting and contouring is very different. So we're going to start with the contour aspect of it. And basically we are going to start right here, about 1.5 inches up the nose, and then down the other side. That is the place where you want your contour. Next, we're going to take your highlight. Once again, remember I'm using darker colors and lighter colors than I would normally. In order to highlight for a triangle nose and create that balance, the only place we're going to put the highlight is right here. We're going to highlight right under the brow and in the inner corner of the eye. Once again, I am not going to be blending any of these together. It's just to show you where to place your product. So the idea of a triangle nose is to create that balance. So the highlight only goes right here in the inner corner of the eye up to the first part of your brow. We are only contouring about 1.5 inches up the nose, and that is it. And that is how we contour a triangle nose. The next nose shape we are going to focus on is a crooked nose. Now, no matter which direction the nose goes is how we are going to contour it. So the biggest part to understand is that your lines of the contour and the highlight need to be straight. Do not follow the groove of the nose, because even if it goes this way, you don't want a line to go diagonal. That is not going to be the purpose of our contouring. So I'm going to show you, we're going to start with one side. Let's say that the nose goes this way. We are going to go starting from the brow all the way down in a completely straight line. Remember, we are starting at the brow. So if it goes this way and you're going to go on this side, remember, it needs to be completely straight. So if your nose is going to go this way, start at the brow, we make a small line going all the way down. So if your nose naturally goes this way, the idea is that we're creating a nice straight line, and I'm sorry I sound plugged up, but a nice straight line with that contour. Always starting at the brow with this. Then the placement of your highlighter is going to be important because we aren't going to go all the way down your nose. We are only going to be right in the middle of those two lines, because the emphasis is that we want to draw in the eye to go all the way down. So we're only highlighting right there in the middle. And that is how you shape a crooked nose. The next nose shape we are going to focus on is the bulbous nose. That is where it's a little bit thinner right here, a little bit wider as we go down. And there's a really unique way to shape this one. Once again, I'm gonna start with my contouring because it's the easiest way for you guys to see how to start. So with a bulbous nose, we are gonna start at the eyebrow again, coming down, but we're gonna stop halfway. And do that on both sides. We're gonna stop right there, and then we're gonna take our contouring again. We're gonna go about 1.5 inches up on one side, 1.5 inches up on the other side. And that is where we're contouring. Then we're gonna take our highlighter. We're gonna go right in the middle of those two lines. So right here. Now, obviously, every nose shape is different. So even with this nose shape, it can tend to have its own characteristics. So if you find that you're a little bit thinner right here, maybe a little bit wider than you would like, you can always take the highlighter and come down along the side of the nose. And that will create a nice even shape and balance to your nose. So the next nose that we're going to focus on is an irregular shaped nose, whether you have an indentation or some sort of what you consider to be an imperfection. I hate even using that word because we all have unique features to our face, and so I always like to highlight those, but some people don't. And so the idea is, if you don't want to emphasize that, we are going to take the highlighter. Let's say you have an indentation right here and your nose just kind of goes in, but everything else is pretty even, pretty balanced. So all we're going to do is take our highlighter and we're just going to highlight right there. And I would stop there. For me personally, or if I was working on a client, that is where I would stop. However, I do understand that some people just want that extra contour or shape to their nose. So the way that I would do it, if this was the case, I take my contour. Once again, we're gonna start at the brow. We're gonna do that straight line all the way down. But then on this side, same idea, but we're gonna stop at the highlight and then continue after the highlight. So we leave that space open to create that balance, because if it's gonna go in, we want, the whole idea is that the nose looks straight all the way down. So that is how we correct an indentation or some kind of irregularity to your nose. So the next nose we're going to focus on is a bridge nose, where there's a shallow area right here, but the bridge of the nose is pretty prominent. So the idea is that we're creating a face shape where you want to focus on the face going out and creating that dimension. So we want to try to eliminate that shallowness between the bridge of your nose and right here under the brow. So we aren't going to contour that at all. In fact, I wouldn't on a client at all contour that nose. The only thing I would do is highlight, and I highlight in a very specific area, and it's right here at that bridge. And I go all the way up in between the eyebrow. What that does is it's going to create that dimension. It's going to pull everything out this way. And we are less focused on the indentation and the prominency of that bridge. And we are just focused on the unique nose that you have. And it's a fun way to be able to do that without adding too much product. The next nose shape we're going to focus on is a narrow nose. So the whole idea behind contouring and highlighting is that we are creating that narrow shape. So if you already have that, we don't want to necessarily make it look even smaller. The whole idea is to just create that nice balance on the face. So we aren't actually going to contour at all using the darker shades. I'm going to focus on the highlight, but I'm going to highlight as if I were contouring. So I'm going to highlight on one side starting at the brow and going all the way down in a nice straight line. Going on the other side. And I'm going to widen out that line. Because to be honest, when you already have a very narrow nose, the idea is to make it wider. So complete opposite of what everyone else is trying to do, we are trying to widen this shape. And that is how you fix a narrow nose. So guys, we just went over 7 different nose shapes. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some useful information out of it, because that's the whole point, right? Well, I will be continuing these videos, so keep a watch out for the next one, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.